Oh, I'm scared. Okay. Good evening. Today I asked you guys on Twitter to ask me questions and I answer them so that you guys can, get to know a little bit more about me and my process and etc, etc. So let's just skip all the stuff and dive right into those questions, right? So I have the questions here on Twitter and I'm just gonna go through them. By the way, if you hear any like listen to this. This is disgusting noises that my chair is making. Oh my eye. I'm actually ordering a new chair and you know what? This chair has not served me well. It's good for spinning though. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Cartoon Gamer asks, what is your favorite season and why? I actually really love sweater weather, so that's the fall. I love being cozy, but also not really hot. I hate humidity, first and foremost. I hate humidity. I hate when it's really, really cold, and the best weather for me, especially since I have really bad eye floaters, is the fall because there's so much overcast and it's nice and rainy and you can wear nice coats and nice cute little sweaters. I don't know, I just really like cozy weather, and also I like Halloween and it's around the same time, so it just makes sense that I'm more of a fall person. Crime Time asks, what's your favorite fast food place and why? I don't actually eat that much fast food, but no, wait, hold on. I really like A&W. A&W is my comfort food, my go-to fast food, my favorite fast food place. It's really delicious. I don't know if they have A&W in America, but in Canada, we've got a delicious A&W restaurant that I love going to. Saberspark asks, what's your favorite unpopular movie or show, as in something you like, but others widely don't? For me, chair squeaky noises again. Not a lot of shows that I like that I feel are widely disliked by people, but there are some shows that I like that I feel when I talk to people, nobody's really heard of them. There's just one show that I've been watching since 2011. It's called Shameless. I watched the US version. It's apparently based off of a UK series, which is so common with American television. But I really like the show Shameless. It stars Emmy Rossum, and it's just basically about a family who lives in a impoverished, I don't know what word I'm using. She lives in a poorer neighborhood, and it just shows her life and stress having to cope with an alcoholic father. I really like the show. I think it's great. I think the show's really good, but I'm kind of in this mood now where the new seasons, I just find them to be written poorly and not so great. I feel the series has definitely gone downhill for the last couple of seasons, but for some reason I can't stop watching it. I keep wanting to just hold out and hope that maybe it'll get better in the next episode. It never does, but I can't stop watching it. It's a weird obsession, weird guilty pleasure. Actually, I think I also had that with Degrassi The Next Generation, now that we're talking about it. Degrassi was an okay show where they tended to exaggerate a lot of things, and after a while it became so unrealistic and just not great. But it was very weird, and yeah, I guess Degrassi and Shameless. That's my answer. This question is from Bradley, who asks, do you have any advice for people starting up channels? Either advice you were giving yourself or that you wish you had been given. Well, Bradley, I think when you're starting up a channel, it is really important to know your audience. I think that is a very important thing because, let's say that you're a really big content creator and you're making things catered to the audience that has been with you forever. If you all of a sudden start making something that they're not too familiar with, then you won't really get that same traction that you got initially. So I think it's really good to have consistency, but also to know how to introduce your audience to new things. You have to learn. It's a gradual process to slowly integrate those old fans back into new things, because I feel the online landscape is just changing and changing and changing. Also, another tip I would have is to do your work and keep to yourself in the beginning. I know people tend to see online stuff as popularity contest, who knows who, but as long as you keep to yourself and you do the content that you love, all of the drama and the people around you, or just bad eggs or people who come into your life for a second and then leave, all of that is just a distraction. The most important part about channel growth is the work that you put into it. forget about all the voices on the outside. It's all about you and how much you decide to water that plant, and the plant is a metaphor for your channel. Amanda Robert asks, how do you keep yourself motivated, especially in the times we're living in now? And it's so weird that you say that, because I saw a study that said that like 80% of people in Ontario are actually more depressed than they were when the pandemic started. And for me personally, I feel like I've been able to do a lot of soul searching this quarantine time. And even though, yeah, sure, like not every day is gonna be like sunshines and lollipops, but I feel like it depends on like what's going on in your life, how you normally cope with stuff. But also therapy is very, very helpful. It's kind of allowed me to be more creative again. It's allowed me to come up with ideas that I feel like otherwise I probably wouldn't have set into motion before this all started. So it really just depends on who you are as a person, your mindset, and like how you normally deal with things like this. Musomania asks, do Canadians really cry tears of maple syrup? I don't know, let's see. Oh, no, didn't work. Con asks, what's the weirdest Canadian stereotype you've heard of that is true? That we cry maple syrup. Philly Red Sox asks, what's your favorite generation of gaming? My favorite generation of gaming is probably a weird tie between the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 1, because there's a lot of really fun PlayStation 4 games that I have yet to play that I'm like really excited about, and that like I know will be addictive once I start. But then also I have that nostalgia boner for like PlayStation 1 stuff. So it's like a toss-up between both. Wolf Cal Sean asks, if you could remake any show/video game from your childhood, which would it be? I feel like when I read this, oh my god, my chair. Hold on. I feel like when I read this question initially, I had like a bunch of answers in my head, but I can't stop thinking of Cyber 6. It's like this Canadian, French, Italian cartoon that sort of has like Japanese influences. And not that it needs a remake, but I feel like it just needs more attention to it. That and Mummy's Alive. Like, wouldn't it be really dope to see like a remastered version of Mummy's Alive? Wait, was this asking about games or TV shows? Because if we're talking about video games, Heavenly Sword, like 100%. Heavenly Sword was actually a really great game, but I feel like it either nobody played it or it got overshadowed by God of War, because a lot of people were like, well, Nariko was kind of like a female Kratos in some way, so just forget about it. But Heavenly Sword, I think, was a really masterful game that I liked and enjoyed, and I thought it had a really great story. I thought the gameplay was awesome, and I feel like it just kind of disappeared into obscurity aside from PlayStation All-Stars. We get it. We get it! I think that because it was a PlayStation exclusive, it kind of just like disappeared into the ether. Heavenly Sword for the PS5, please make it happen. Somebody please make it happen. Craig Daddy asks, out of all the vids you've made so far, which one are you the most proud of? I think out of all the videos I've done thus far, the two that I'm most proud of is my Barbie Explorer video and my Luigi's Mansion review. Because for the Luigi's Mansion review, it was like one of the first times I tried to like up the production of my stuff, and I really tried to focus more on like make sure all the technical stuff is down. Like I really wanted it to be like a traditional sort of old school review, and I feel like I managed to accomplish that. And yeah, I'm super proud of that one because it took a lot of editing and refining to get it to where I wanted it to be. And I also paid for music, so that was different. And I think Master Sword Remix did a really great job at the Luigi's like Ghostbusters remix. And in terms of the Barbie Explorer one, I tend to sometimes do like girl game reviews, and I think that one was the closest to like a professional girl game review. I liked the video and I liked how it came out, and I thought all of the jokes were pretty spot on, especially the Zaboomafoo bit. Your boy Pleaky says, If you were in a video game, how would you like to be represented? I mean, I guess how I'm represented right now, like, I don't I don't really know. I guess if what are you making a game or something? Maybe how I look right now would be fine. I don't know. 47 Cartoon Guy says favorite Cartoon Network shows. Oh boy, like I used to watch a lot of Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon stuff, and I did really like the Powerpuff Girls, but I think in terms of Cartoon Network, a show that I liked more than that was probably Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter's Lab was great. Ashley Larry asks, do you think you'd be able to successfully pull off a presidential assassination if given the opportunity? Ashley Larry, why are you asking questions like that? But yes, I do. Pez, aka PZ, asks, do you think thumbnails and titles are just as important as the video itself, and can it make or break a video? Well, I don't think it will make or break a video, but I think it's really important in terms of like SEO and getting people's attention to the video in the first place. In terms of your actual audience, it's like a 50-50 shot. Sometimes your fans or your viewers just won't be as drawn to a video just based on the thumbnail or the subject matter or even the titling. But I think in terms of drawing in new viewers, it is kind of important to not necessarily have like super extravagant clickbait thumbnails, but to put effort into your thumbnail. I mean, I could be wrong because I've seen very like low effort thumbnails that have just like they have like shot to trending, but I do think if you're starting out, it is important to have that grab factor, because obviously when people are watching your stuff, a lot of the time they'll only click for the first 2 minutes. So you gotta grab them in the first 2 minutes, and also make sure that your thumbnails are something that's visually enticing to people. Sam asks, if you could eat one Pokemon, which one would you choose? Farfetch'd. He just looks really chickeny and delicious, and ever since I was little, I remember reading in the Pokédex something about like the thing that he's holding would be great for a Farfetch'd stew, and he always just looked like a nice, lean piece of chicken. I don't know, I'm weird. Edward Williams asks, who is your favorite character overall? My favorite character overall, even though he's, you know, not a good father, is probably Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Not a good father, but definitely a really great character, especially in Dragon Ball. And I know a lot of you guys have watched Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z, but like I highly recommend you watch Dragon Ball, because that's where it all started. Sure, it may not have aged very well, and there may be like some weird jokes here and there, but I think Dragon Ball is like at the very core, at the very essence of what the Dragon Ball series is supposed to be, and it's just good. It's just a lot of fun. And Yamcha's not completely useless. Sean Pilger asks, do you like Thai food? Well, I like a lot of food. I like all food, so I'd probably enjoy some dishes. Yulian Fu Hustle asks, what's your favorite spicy food? And if Mavis Beacon were to make a revival, would you audition to become the new Mavis Beacon? Hell yes, I would audition to become the new Mavis Beacon. That could be memed in so many ways. That would also be pretty fun, actually. And what's my favorite spicy food? I don't have favorite spicy food, but I have like this weird thing where like I have like zero spice tolerance. It's strange. It's very strange. Marcus asks, which video took the longest to complete and why? And again, it was probably my Luigi's Mansion video. That one took a while to complete because I did a lot of like initial testing before it even started. I did a lot of testing with lighting, sound, and I tried different editing techniques that I hadn't previously used in my videos before, and I think it came out pretty well. Kaiba Watson asks, what's your dream video game remake and or remaster? Heavenly Sword, without a doubt. Ed Father asks, what YTV host was the best? This is a really hard question, and because I know like probably 0% of people watching this know anything about YTV, then I should probably just get this question moving, but I cannot decide between PJ Katie, PJ Phil, Carlos, Sugar. Like, they were all awesome. It's really hard to decide which one was like the definitive best amongst all of them. Monty Run asked a lot of questions, but we're just gonna answer one. What film do you really enjoy but others don't? Okay, I really liked mid-90s, but when I started looking it up on social media, I was seeing a lot of people saying, this movie is fake deep, and this movie is pretentious. And it's so weird to me because like, I actually cried when I watched that movie. So I was like, wait, no, what are you guys talking about? Mid-90s is so good. I don't know, currently that's a movie that I seem to really like, but for some reason, I'm seeing online a lot of people didn't, even though I thought they did. I don't know, everybody changes their mind at the drop of the hat. It's weird. British Monkey 92 asks, what's one overly ambitious video idea you want to do? And would there be a chance of collaborating with Kadikarus? Hey Caddy, wanna do a collab?
No.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. In all seriousness, he was actually gonna be involved somewhat in a video that I had planned. A really big video that I had planned with a bunch of other creators was kind of like cut short, and I had to like pause it for a while because of the whole corona thing. I'd like to think it was pretty ambitious because of just like the subject matter that I was tackling, and the types of edits that I wanted to do were not things that I normally do on this channel, and it was just going to be like this big whole thing. It was going to be super cool, and I was going to sell merch, and it was going to be awesome, but I have to sort of retire that idea and do it when I feel like I have enough knowledge to successfully pull it off. Let's just leave it at that, I guess. Royce Melbourne asks, what is your spice tolerance and what peppers do you avoid? See, there's more spice questions. You know what? Okay, let me just talk about this weird thing that I have where basically I can just like eat a ton of wasabi and not like tear up or have any sort of visceral reaction to it. Let me grab a couple wasabi that I definitely didn't get 2 days ago. This really gross wasabi, and let me show you exactly what I mean. Let me take out a nice chunk for you. When I eat wasabi, it tastes really sweet, so a lot of my friends are just like, oh my god, just like down the whole thing. But like, wasabi has like, I don't taste the spice. I taste like a candy flavor. But I can eat it like it's candy. It's really weird. Am I the only one like that? Do you guys have that where like wasabi doesn't do much? That tastes good. That tastes real good. I want like a wasabi cake. I know this probably looks really disgusting, but just bear with me. It's still not hitting yet. Like I can taste the spice, but it's just like, phew, like it just like disappears. I don't know what it is. Sign me up. If there's a wasabi eating contest and the prize is $1 billion, don't forget to call me because I will come to the tournament, okay? Royce Melbourne also asks, what is your favorite anime movie? I tend to watch a lot of anime, but I'm not like a huge fan of like anime movies from the anime. I just kind of like anime movies separate from TV series. Does that make any sense? But anyways, my favorite anime movie is probably Spirited Away. Elmo is Innocent asks, what is your dream vacay destination? I went to Japan when I was in the 10th grade, and I would really like to go back because I know it's changed like a ton. And I feel like I didn't fully get to experience it the way I would have wanted to. I mean, as I am now, because like, you know, I'm so much older now and I have such a different perspective on certain things, and it was just kind of be fun to go back and see what's changed and stuff. We're almost through all of the questions. The Blueprint asks, what made you want to do this YouTube gig? That is a loaded question. That is a loaded question. YouTube was something that I had been watching since I was probably in the 9th grade. Right on the cusps of the 8th grade, I started watching a lot of Smosh, a lot of Angry Video Game Nerd, a lot of like gaming content and like a lot of skits, and it sort of just made me eventually want to get into that on my own because I felt like I also had a lot to share, and I feel like YouTube is a really great place for anyone who is like a creative person or anybody who wants to make things, create things, and share their ideas. So like, it's a longer story than that, but just like the gist of it is that I wanted a place to be able to show my creations, and I should probably do a video on that because I have like a really old YouTube channel where I just used to post anime AMVs, Dragon Ball Budokai matches where I'd play like heavy metal music in the background, and I think some of those videos might still exist. Yeah, just the whole fact that YouTube is a place where you can share creative ideas is one of the main things that had enticed me onto the platform. Oh, we're almost done. Thomas Rohrer asks, if you had to choose one dinner food to replace breakfast and one breakfast fast food to then replace dinner, what would the switcheroo be? Okay, hold on. This question is messing with my brain a little bit. Pasta. I would eat pasta for breakfast, and one breakfast food to then replace dinner, and I would eat pancakes and eggs for dinner. Pancakes, eggs, and bacon for dinner. And then for breakfast, I would have pasta, like delicious penne. Is it penne or pen? Penne pasta. Yum. Account Just for One asks, favorite band or artist? My Chemical Romance. Gyro Splatter asks, what was your first video game crush? My first video game character crush. You know what? I don't know if I had any video game character crushes. Like, I had anime character crushes. I had like real life movie actor crushes. But I don't know if I ever had like video game characters. Have you played Uncharted? If so, do you like it? Have I played Uncharted? Oh my god. I was supposed to spin and then come back with the game. Have I played Uncharted? I have. I've played the first 3 Uncharted games and I have yet to try this one though. But I'm really excited to give it a try. It looks like a lot of fun. And I love Naughty Dog stuff, so it should be a fantastic treat for me, myself, and I. I think my computer just turned off. Okay, Tuxedo Gremlin asks, how did you become such a cute gamer waifu? Thank you, that's very sweet of you. I don't think I am a cute gamer waifu. I think I am a hard-working gamer waifu, but thank you for the compliment. Andrew Marshall asks, what is a one-off game you would like to see a sequel to? And I already answered this one, but I would actually, I changed my answer. I would like to see a sequel to Brave Fencer. Blech. I would like to see a sequel to Brave Fencer Musashi. That game is wonderful, and I know Square Enix likes to pay a lot of attention to its Final Fantasies and to its Kingdom Hearts, but would it kill ya to, go back into the Square Enix bin and, take out your Brave Fencer Musashi? Huh? It was a really great game, and I'm not talking about that weird remake. Let's forget about that. Let's forget that that existed, please. Style Kisher asks, what is your unpopular opinion on any popular game? I think Persona is a little bit overhyped. It's kind of dumb. No offense. And those are the end of my questions. Thank you guys so much for asking me these over on Twitter. And if you guys ever want to be up to date with me and see what I'm doing, what I'm up to, go ahead and follow me over on Twitter, twitter.com/BobDuncan92. I will be there, and I will be over here on YouTube. And until the next video, I will see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching this little thing in between. It was a lot of fun to film. I like wasabi. But while we're here, look at this. This is not even legal. I should not have access to this.